Okay, so Bencb, Jeff Boski. Let's do this.
What's up, guys? We're here at Jeff Boski, or July 4th, Independence Day, having a little barbecue and pool party. We decided to come together, go over some hands, and also give you the opportunity to introduce you to our, not to introduce, but we're growing, you're growing, more people coming on board, so whoever doesn't know you yet, which are probably not so many, a chance for you to tell the audience, who are you, what are you doing?
All right, I appreciate it, Ben. Big fan of your content. Love Raise Your Edge. I'm a proud affiliate. Sign up today using bonus code BOSKI8PP. Link in the description below. Save some money, help me out, make your game better, save money, make more money. Only at RaiseYourEdge.com. Take your game to the next level.
Nice.
But like I said, I am Jeff Boski. You might know me from my YouTube channel. I've been making poker vlogs for 2.5 years. Say 14 years ago, I quit my job to play poker for a living. I grew up in Detroit, ended up moving to Las Vegas to play more on Pokerstars, crushed all the tournaments, made all the money, and then Black Friday happened. Then I had to decide, what am I going to do? I went to Vancouver for a year, played on Stars some more, full tilt, and eventually came back to Vegas and just played live primarily, some online US sites. And here we are today. Happy to be still living in Las Vegas 11 years later. Haven't gone broke, haven't scammed anybody. I'm a minority in the poker community, but here we are, living the good life. Got crushed all World Series, that's fine, a few min cashes. Not gonna sugarcoat it, and we're gonna do well in the main event, or we're just gonna go on living life. Life goes on. You gotta give yourself great opportunities and stay positive and be as prepared as possible for this journey that we're on.
So you mentioned that you found the transition from your job into poker. You said, you're gonna quit my job, I'm gonna jump into poker, full-time pro, because I know a lot of people struggle finding this transition, still in their old job, they wanna become poker pro, but some of them might not have the balls to make that move. Might of them are also a bit lost, confused how to approach it. What would be your advice to those people that struggle, they really would like, but they're not really sure, they don't have the confidence to make that move yet?
It's something you really have to love. You have to have a ton of passion for it. You have to have a good bankroll for it. You got to be responsible with it, or else it's just going to destroy you mentally and financially. I hate to be negative, but I wouldn't really recommend people be a professional poker player in this day and age. I'd say, do it as a hobby. You can still make a lot of money, balance your normal job with poker on the weekends or home games with your buddies. I think that's a better balance, unless you're ready to just go all in and just give everything you have to be the best poker player you can. And you really have to go for that #1 spot in poker, or else you'll just be break even.
Yeah, it's not a half-time thing, as you said. Either you're fully committed, you want to do this. It's not like, okay, I'm going to study a little bit, I'm going to play a little bit. It's like, for at least a year, okay, I'm going to dedicate everything towards becoming really good at poker. If you just try to make a little bit of money, if you think, I just want to make a little bit of money for my vacations, I think it's already the wrong approach. And then you subconsciously you're not really there, you're not really pumped up, and I think then you won't have this fire, this passion to go through, even though when you have downswing, the likelihood of giving up is much higher and then at the end you're just going to lose money. So then better don't do it, stick to your job, but if you're ready, then go fully all in.
Yeah, and poker players are notoriously lazy, so you already kind of have an edge there. If you can just work harder than the average loser that's trying to make it, you're ahead of the game. You sign up for a training site. How do you really know what you're doing is right until you use a training site that has done the calculations with PioSolver? You can say, oh yeah, I check raise this board, it's got to be good. Until you do the math, until a billion hands are run through a simulation, you don't know if that's a profitable play. And just really love the graphs and the whole training site of RaiseYourEdge.com. You could stare at these graphs for hours every day, and you should, because these are the plays you need to make. You can't just flip a coin. Of course, you can look at your watch to randomize, but you don't want to just click buttons. You don't want to click buttons. You need a plan. You need a solid strategy that's unexploitable, that's profitable. You need your mindset right. Ben here, I gotta say, the thing that I really liked about his videos the most is the way you're not afraid to swear. I know a lot of people, he'll just look in the camera and say, don't be a pussy.
Yeah.
And you're like, whoa, he's talking to me? He is talking to me. I am being a pussy.
Yeah.
Man up, do the work, don't be lazy. Or you always say, don't be jealous of others just because you didn't work as hard as them.
Yeah.
Go out there and do the work.
So we had a couple of interesting hands, or you had a couple of interesting hands. What comes to your mind when you think about certain sports that you've been playing now during the WSOP?
There was one in particular. It felt right in the moment, but I don't know if it's right long term. Maybe you can give me some feedback. This is right before the money, or maybe a few hours before the money. It was one of those 600 or 1K double stack events, whatever. Blinds are 1,500, 3,000. Under the gun +1. Asian male, age 21 to 35. Makes it 7,000 to go. It's
Gotta be specific in these.
I'm giving you a visual picture of my opponent. So he makes it 7,000 under the gun +1. 3 calls. I'm in the big blind with ace queen.
Off or suited?
Offsuit. I have about 140,000. He has about 110,000.
Okay.
Or I have 150. He has 110. So good flat, but I think that's a little bit too weak. Don't really want to play 4 ways out of position. I don't think any of the flatters are trapping.
Yeah.
And if I 3-bet to around 35,000, that gives him the illusion. He seems pretty crazy. He's an Asian male. Hate to stereotype, but you're not an 80-year-old Caucasian woman. You got to play stereotypes in this game.
Yeah.
So that might even open the door for him to jam like ace jack, ace 5 suited.
Also, your plan was then also to stack it off.
The plan was not to 3-bet fold to him.
Okay.
It didn't feel great, but I didn't want to I think 3-bet folding felt even worse.
Yeah. Okay.
So I made it 35,000, 30,000. It's in an upcoming vlog.
Yeah.
You'll see it on my YouTube channel. Spoiler alert. And he thinks for a while and jams all in. Everybody folds, and it's like, yeah, gotta stick with the plan. What do you think? Is that a call or a fold? It's like a 3x jam of my 3-bet.
It's really nasty. I think that always squeeze first of all to begin the hand with, because as you said, 4-way, 5-way, they have so much Jack 10 suited, even Queen Jack suited has good equity, lower pairs, and but I would probably just 3-bet forward because it signalizes so much strength, especially in live who is bluff squeezing a lot. I just don't think that but it's not going to be a big punt because, as you said, if he has 9s, 10s, he just probably jams it. So we're always in a good shape. It's really player dependent. It's against certain players. I would certainly just always 3-bet call because they can jam ace jack suited. They can, and also I might have an aggressive image. Also depends what was your image. If you haven't been playing one hand for 1 hour, he's probably a little bit more careful.
Yeah.
It's not that we're playing against donkeys. Even though he's a recreational, he will still subconsciously pick up on something, whether he feels good with his hand or not. And if you have been 3-betting raising all the time, he's probably, against this guy? No way. Eights all in, ace jack suited all in.
I've been fairly active, nothing too crazy though, and I think how much of this is actual thinking where he's like, oh, he's squeezing.
Yeah.
That shit ain't gonna fly, I'm shoving all in, he can't call.
Yeah.
I don't know how much that goes through his mind. I know this player type is more likely to gamble than other player types.
Yeah. Well, so you open to 7, there are 3 quarters, right? 7, 7, 7, 7. So we have 28K in the middle already.
Yeah.
With the blinds 21, already 25 to 30K in the middle.
I made it 38 or 35 or something.
Okay. Oh, well, okay, so we have with the blinds around, okay.
So it was like 3x.
Yeah.
My bet was his shove for 112,000.
Yeah, it's very nasty. I slightly lean more towards folding because for one reason, I think that even though it's slightly profitable, I think you will find better spots. That's the difference to cash game, and also something a lot of cash game players struggle with. Like every profitable spot you can take because you can rebuy. Yeah. But the thing is, if you're out of the tournament, or if let's say even if you're 60 big blinds and this guy's 40, if you're down to 20, the V of playing a 60 big blinds is significantly higher than playing a 20 big blind stack. So it's like, even though I know, okay, I might get the right price to call. Let's say you get like 35% and you need you get 36% and you only need 35. I would probably skip it because the table is so soft. This tournament is so soft Why risking my stack where I might make one big blind per 100 hands or half a big blind?
Some of the, tell me if these assumptions are correct. I remember back in the day, part of my success was I was always willing to gamble with somebody if I had him covered.
Yeah.
Like that was like an extra 50-50, oh, I got him covered. I can always come back from 10 blinds or 20 blinds. What's the intrinsic value of that? And just the other value of, you got to gamble to win tournaments. The value of having 200,000 versus 40,000. I think I'm comfortable with 40,000. I think I can do a lot of damage with 200,000. You know, top heavy field. Just the need to gamble to give yourself a chance to just run hot the whole tournament.
It really depends on the table situation. So if the bigger stack can indeed give you such a massive edge to overrun the table, open raise a lot, 3-bet a lot, you get more walks, it makes sense that the future we will out-trump. However, still, the thing is that you will get so many more profitable spots in the next orbits, right? It's like, I always try, also when I play online where the fields are tougher, even there I try to avoid these marginal in situations, right? Now some people might have seen my 7 deuce offsuit bluff on the recent final table and think, what the fuck is this idiot talking about, right?
They can't call.
Trying to avoid these spots, but then that's the point. That's my point. You can still find very profitable spots with shitty hands. That's not the point. But when you know you're in a marginal spot, I generally stay away. Try to stay away from it, even though if I cover him. Because your EV, your win rate with 60 big blind is so much higher than it is with 15 or 20 big blinds, even though you can come back.
Yeah.
Like just wait a couple of hands, someone else doubles you up, you have 100 big blinds, then let's say you double up with 20, you're back to 40 big blinds.
Yeah, I started the hand with just under 50 blinds, I think.
Yeah.
So, and after
50 bigs.
And, results, you had
Ace King.
Ace King.
Yeah. It's.
I mean, of course, if you bring up a hand, odds are you lost it,
Yeah.
right? You're like, oh, it hurts. I should have done something different.
Yeah.
You're never like, oh, I own this guy so hard.
Yeah, if he opens from middle position and then you have 3/4 cut off button hijack and he has 30, 40 bigs, and just jam the screen.
I would just rip it, not do that. Okay.
Because ranges are much wider and they have more broadways, offsuited broadways, maybe more suited aces, and you don't want him to call, especially those hands 6s, 7s, 8s that might want to call. Also cut off button that has like king jack suited and 8s and 7s that would like to see a flop but don't really want to call an all in.
Yeah, they might want to gamble, but not versus an all in.
Yeah.
Take away all their full equity.
Yeah. So yeah, nasty spot. I think it's a spot we all hate to be in, especially multi-way ace queen and then like 30, 40 bigs.
Yeah.
You probably just look at your cards and just fold. But however, so the thing is, even if you're not sure how to proceed, you might be afraid to lose to call and you don't really know what to do, then just call. It's also always profitable.
Yeah, just you're under repped.
Yeah, you're under repped. Play it safe. Like that's always my message. If you're not sure what to do in big pots, or there might a big pot happen because you want to squeeze or you have a good hand to squeeze or 3-bet, but you're not really sure what against 4-bets. Then just call and try to learn and go back in the lab, try to study what you should do against 4-bets and find out the solution, then you can do it next time. But man, just the EV of staying in the tournament and having a big stack is so big, right? It's definitely not a blunder or anything, but
I just like, I have him covered, it could be bluffing, I could suck out, a lot of good things can happen, bad things happened, and that's the variance of tournaments.
Then you were left with 10, 20 big blinds?
You had 10 or 15 blinds.
Okay.
And did not win the tournament.
Surprise.